Hi, my name is Matt Maerowitz, managing attorney for the Maerowitz Law Firm, and today I'm going to tell you about the dirty little secrets that other personal injury attorneys do not want you to know. These are the types of questions and considerations you should have before making the decision to hire a lawyer during your consultation. So, when hiring a personal injury lawyer, there are a few tips and questions you should have in mind before just hiring the first person you see in the phone book, the billboards, or on the radio. And in fact, some of the very best lawyers don't publicly advertise as much because we spend time on our clients' cases and we're not just a face on a billboard who doesn't actually do the hard fight when it comes to representing clients. So, let me tell you about the types of questions that you should be asking, and hopefully you find this video helpful so you can ask and hire the right lawyer before making a decision. First of all, make sure the consultation is free. An initial meeting with the personal injury attorney should always be free, and if an attorney is charging you for what should be a free consultation, that's normally a red flag that they're trying to get money out of you to get you in the door, so you already feel compelled to hire that lawyer. You have the right to shop around, maybe even talk to a few lawyers, and make sure you're hiring someone comfortable with. So first of all, it's not even a question, just make sure that the consultation is free. With me, my consultation is always free, and I will try to give you good information whether or not you hire my firm. Question number one during the consultation with the lawyer is ask, are you the attorney that's going to be handling my case? Now, first of all, huge red flag, and it's a shame that some law firms are like this, but they'll have the paralegal do all of the work. So if your initial consultation isn't even with the lawyer that you're supposed to be working with, that's supposed to be handling your personal injury case, well, that's a huge problem, and you should run very, very far. But number two, a little trick to make sure you have the right lawyer. What is your cell phone number? Ask the lawyer. If the lawyer's claiming that that they're the ones that are handling the case, then you should have a direct line of communication with that specific lawyer. You shouldn't just be given the runaround or be put on hold by calling the general number or be given someone else's direct phone number. You should have a direct line of communication with the attorney that you think you're hiring. So with me, I give all of my clients access to my personal cell phone. They have access to my cell phone number, and that's extremely important when it comes to hiring a personal injury lawyer because you do not want to be lost in the shuffle. Next, here are some kind of general red flags that you should be trying to consider before making a decision to hire a personal injury lawyer. Find out what the fee agreement is before signing it, ask questions, maybe even review it over. But a lawyer should be representing you on a personal injury case on a contingency. And what that means is the money that the lawyer is paid will only be paid if the case settles or there is a favorable verdict, a verdict that results in money for you. In other words, you don't need to pay a dime to the lawyer unless the case settles or unless there's a favorable outcome. Where there's money paid. The second thing, and this is one problem that a lot of lawyers have, and I've seen no other attorneys clearly communicate this when it comes to advertising or publishing it online, but it's a real problem if a lawyer doesn't do this. Is the contingency rate the same no matter how much work the lawyer does? A good personal injury lawyer who's willing to put in the work should have a contingency fee that is less if the case is settled without the need for a trial or litigation than if the case goes through court. Some people will advertise, oh, well, we have a low rate no matter what case it is or no matter how the case resolves. Well, that's a big problem because you have to be questioning that if a lawyer is going to be paid the exact same contingency rate regardless of whether this case is going to take hundreds and hundreds of hours or just 10 hours with a simple settlement demand with an insurance company that happens to give a very favorable settlement, and let me just tell you, that's pretty rare, well, you have a problem on your hands. And I can tell you that a lot of personal injury lawyers are not willing to do the heavy lifting because they do not correctly structure their fee agreements, which would still be a contingency rate, but it should be reflective of the amount of work that the lawyer puts in. Next, another red flag you should be looking for. Does the lawyer promise a certain amount of money? Well, that's a real problem because a lot of times the amount a case is worth may depend on several factors that there is no way on the initial consultation a lawyer can possibly promise what a likely result is. So that should be a red flag, and you should steer clear of attorneys, especially if they give you a specific amount of money that the case is worth. And then finally, some lawyers are promising quick checks. This is ridiculous. How can you possibly know that a case is going to result in a quick check? I can tell you that may sound good, that may be a way to get you in the door, and that may be a way that lawyers are trying to get you to sign on with them, but I've done this enough, and I can tell you that lawyers who promise you a quick check are probably not willing to do the type of work, or really any work at all, that your case deserves to make sure at the end of the day, you're not just getting a check, but you're getting the biggest check possible. And that is why you should have all of these considerations before making the decision to hire a personal injury attorney after a free consultation. As I mentioned, my consultation on any personal injury case is always going to be free. So if you've been injured in a car accident, if you've tripped and fallen and somebody else might be at fault, you should give me a call, Matt Maerowitz, 480-927-3700. Let me do the heavy lifting for you.